what's going on in the house. All right, so picture this. Day one, a house, but no house. That's correct. That's what's happening right now. We're pretty much in a house, in a group text, but we're not in an actual house. Unless you're in your own house, then you're in a house.
Alright, so I'm at work, but we've obviously just went into the house, and I just wanted to make a quick video and say, oh my god, here we go.
Viewing party, what is going on? It's your boy, Quinn, back for his 3rd season. I'm gonna tell you about it. So, it's day 0, and I think I am in a much better position now than I was last season, especially because Max is not in the game. I'm going to mention that probably more than I should, but it's a very, very important part of my game, the fact that he is not in it. Love you, Max, but like kind of not in. Anyway, so day 0, I'm really liking Andrew a lot. I think he and I are going to stay pretty tight, especially considering that we are both returnees. I think we can trust each other and rely on each other throughout this game. I think I've mentioned this in a previous video, but I know Callie and Brianna. We all live on the same hall in our dorm, so that's pretty cool.
Day 0, we just started this game, and I don't know I never played with anybody in this game. I don't know. This is the worst start you can have. I don't know anybody. I haven't played with anybody in this game. I never even recognized the name. So, this is crazy, man. I'm starting messaging people. I formed a 2-pack, a Wolverine pack with Jesse. Man, this game's going to be interesting, man. I can't wait for HOH tomorrow. Let's go. Let's go!
What's up, guys? It is day 1 in the Big Brother house. I'm getting a good read from a lot of people. The people I've talked to, at least, which has only been a couple people. But I get a good read from the people I've talked to in the main chat and in the group. I'm hoping I can work with some and backstab a lot of them, because that's what I want to do.
Because overall my strategy is to play really dumb. I'm trying to play like I know a little bit about what I'm doing and what I'm signed up for, but while secretly like hopefully being able to manipulate and kind of mastermind the moves of the game.
There are a couple people that I do think that I could possibly work with early on, and there's one that I am so ungodly certain is trying to play me, and it's gonna be really fun to see how this goes. But Mitchell, I think, is playing a game that's really, really good. But I think that I see right through his bullshit. I think that he seems to be trying really hard to act dumb, and he's trying really hard to be like, oh gosh, like this is so exciting, and like, oh, I'm so nervous. I don't believe it at all.
For today's head of household competition, we're going to be playing a Big Brother Hometowns Day 1 classic called The Plague. Here's how the plague works. In a moment, at random, I'm going to select one of you to be hit by the plague at random. That person cannot be the head of household, but however, will be safe from eviction in this first round of the game. They cannot go home first. Whoever that person is, though, will select the next person to get hit by the plague. Whenever you are hit by the plague, you are out of the competition, and then select the next person to get hit by the plague. We do this over and over and over again until we have one person left. The last person standing will be the first head of household of the game. The first person hit by the plague and safe from eviction this round is Jesse Wickham. Congratulations, you are safe from eviction this round.
Mitchell continues to be so full of garbage, and God, you have no idea how bad I want to call it out. He yesterday was telling me, you know, he was put in the best position possible. He got to choose who was head of household yesterday, and it was between Parker and Taylor. He chose to plague Taylor. So Parker got to be head of household, and I just asked him what his reasoning was behind it, and he gave some story about, Parker was so, or not Parker, I'm sorry, Taylor was just so adamant about being head of household, and he was begging him to be head of household, and he was just super, super forward about it. And Taylor doesn't talk. There's no way that that's what was happening there. Like, Taylor's a little awkward, but that's not what happened at all.
And so two things that were crazy happened. Number one, Maddie and Parker, who are married, and I figured it out. Gotcha, guys. We formed the Tricycle Alliance because I'm going to be their third wheel. Hey. So that was the first good thing that happened. So that's why I ended up picking Parker to be the HOH. And then the second crazy thing that happened was we were talking, and then all of a sudden, SARA totally threw massive shade at Taylor about him being like not a good communicator or something like that in the main group chat. And I was like, SARA, stop. And then I was like, type. And then I realized that I also responded to the group chat, the main group chat, saying something like, I talked to him, I exchanged 3 messages with him. And then I was like, oh crap. And so I like had to backtrack, and I was like, he was nice. So, oh my gosh, you guys, it was totally insane.
SARA might have already blown our alliance with Mitch because she put in the big group text with everybody some stuff we were talking about in the other group text with just us 4.
Yesterday was pretty damn interesting. SARA really screwed up, and I have to assume she was trying to send a message to someone else, probably Mitchell, because I think he screwed up too. But yeah, SARA called out Taylor and said that he wasn't very trustworthy in the big group chat. And I took that opportunity to send SARA a private message and just tell her that she's my new favorite person. From that, I may have an alliance. SARA is, been talking to me a lot more, and I hadn't talked to SARA at all before that. So we'll see whether or not I was able to take advantage of that or not.
Oh my goodness, y'all. Today, worst case scenario. I don't know. If I can evade the block tonight, I'll be shocked. Basically, Taylor messaged me yesterday, and he started the message, but then he didn't really say anything. He was just kind of like, hey. And so I didn't know if he was trying to, like, I guess he could have just been saying hi, or if he was trying to get info out of me and what I was doing, but he never really said anything game-wise, so I didn't know how to read him, where he was coming from. So it left me with kind of like a, I don't know about him. But unfortunately, I put that message on the house chat instead of my alliance chat. You hate to see it. See what happens tonight.
What's up, guys? What a fun first day of this game. It's been really entertaining to watch, but we have an HOH. Congratulations to the first HOH of the game, which is Parker Moon. Congratulations, Parker. You are the first HOH of the game.
Hey guys, we just came so close in the HOH. I was so close to winning the HOH. I wanted it so bad, and Mitch surprised me and didn't pick me to win. And Parker won. I haven't talked to him. He won't message me, so I might be a nomination. I don't know. Hopefully, it will be good luck and I make it through today. I hope I'm not the nominee. So, wish me luck, guys.
Hey guys, so I'm trying to figure out how we can get Parker to put up the vets. I want the vets out. Vets don't need to be here. You had a chance, you lost your chance, bye.
Hey there, house. I hate being this HOH person this early because I have no clue who to do. So pretty much based off of complete random picking from the group, I am putting Taylor and Callie on there. I am so sorry. Please don't hate me, and good luck with the veto.
Hey guys, this is Taylor. Got nominated. What a surprise.
Congratulations, Callie. You have won the power of veto.
This has been such a bad day, but this made it a lot better. Hence the tears. This made it a lot better. I'm going to use the veto on myself.
Hey House, the person I'm putting on the chopping block is going to be Stephen Moreland. Again, I have no reason. We're too early on in the game, and I'm sorry. Good luck to both Stephen and Taylor in the vote tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is an emergency broadcast. Yours truly has been put up for eviction. What I think has happened is that Mitchell has decided to put me up on the basis of he is going to save me, and then I owe him because he has really been going to bat for me, according to him. That is the way that I would play it if I was him, to really try to solidify that I am in his camp. Otherwise, I'm completely wrong and I'm going home. So, yeah, we'll see what happens.
Hey guys, I vote to evict Taylor.
Alright, my vote is Steven. Taylor said he's a Michigan fan and would have my back, so gotta honor it.
My vote is to evict Taylor.
So sorry I'm already in bed, but I vote to evict Steven.
All right. I vote to evict Taylor.
Say aye.
I
Vote
out
to
to Rex
Stephen.
Senate.
Hi, I'm evicting Taylor for really no reason other than I don't really know much about him, and I feel like he's not a strong competitor.
Cowboy Marston here to vote for my eviction, and I vote to evict Steven. I'm sorry, friend, but you didn't say anything to me until it was too late, sir.
My vote is to evict Taylor. Sorry.
I'm voting to evict Taylor.
That's my vote to evict Taylor.
By a vote of 7-4, Taylor, you have been evicted from the Big Brother house.
Wow, viewing party. That was an eventful first eviction, I have to say. The votes were 7-4. The only people that voted to evict Steven were Abby, Ryan, Drew, and Jesse. And that's interesting because Abby, Ryan, and Drew are in an all-returners alliance with Quinn, and Quinn did not vote with the all-returners. Quinn voted to evict Taylor. So that is very interesting to me, and I will be interested to see if Quinn has any other motive with that, because Quinn knew that the other three in that group were voting to evict Steven, and he still voted to evict Taylor anyway. So Quinn must have something going on. The other main takeaway that I have gotten from this opening couple of days is that Mitchell is very, very good at this game. He's very perceptive. He picks up on social cues extremely well and is very self-aware. Self-awareness is, in my opinion, one of the most important aspects of anybody's game in these types of things. You have to understand how you come off to people. You have to be able to understand your place in a social network and be able to accomplish what you want to accomplish through talking to people. And Mitchell has done an excellent job of that. He is really tight with SARA, and he is really tight with Mattie and Parker. So either by pure luck or by some sort of just prescience, I guess, Mitchell has aligned himself with the HOH and has aligned himself with my winner pick, which is SARA. And he has positioned himself very well in this game because people want to come to him with information and they're not targeting him. A lot of people just kind of threw their vote one way or the other for no reason this time, which makes sense because it's the first one.
So I wouldn't really look into the 7-4 split as any sort of divide in terms of who's on what side of the house. But definitely look at the all returners and see if the voting difference means anything going forward for them.
So I have a few thoughts about what has gone on so far in the game. First of all, Taylor, it all just kind of fell apart for him. There was a lot of things that just didn't really go his way, and he almost was HOH, and he was really close to winning that HOH, and then it just kind of fell apart for him, and then he really couldn't recover. He didn't do well in the veto competition, and just it all fell apart for him. Feel bad for him. I hope he, is able to rally for what he needs to do in the battle back and gets a shot to get back in the game, but we'll see. Steven obviously avoided eviction here and was kind of a casualty on the block because he didn't really talk to Parker, even though he should have. And it's okay. Sometimes that just doesn't happen, and you don't want to scramble at the end and just say, I just want to talk to you so you don't put me on the block. That's not really a great look. So he avoided eviction, obviously, which was good. He got the votes he needed. That's really because he worked hard on getting some relationships worked out throughout the game. So I think that was good for Steven. Steven has great reads. If you've watched this episode, he's kind of got a pulse on where Mitchell is. I think he's kind of overbearing on how much he thinks Mitchell's playing him, but he has an idea of the game that Mitchell's playing. I think that's important. I don't think he knows. I think he thinks he knows too much about what Mitchell's doing, but I think he's overplaying that, but he knows enough about Mitchell's game to have him on his radar, which I think is a good thing. Another interesting thing was Jesse's vote. He seemed to know that he wasn't going to. He seemed to know he wasn't going to be voting with the majority, but he voted that way anyway, and was able and still celebrated the Taylor eviction with members of his alliance like SARA and MARSTON and Mitchell. So that was interesting just to see him do that. So those are kind of my couple thoughts. Parker, I thought as HOH did a really good job of putting people on the block that weren't going to be rock the boat too much. I think putting Steve on the block wasn't a great decision. I think he should have trusted his gut and went with Brianna to start with and would have gotten the same result. And I think that would have caused less waves. So I think Steven was not a great choice because I think Steven is a little stronger and has a shot to go after him, and I think he might. And so we'll see how that goes. But otherwise, I think Parker did a pretty good job. We'll see how this goes. A lot of people are figuring things out within the house, like Mattie and Parker being married and Brianna and Callie knowing each other and things like that. So we'll see how that stuff kind of goes. I think this next HOH is going to be really interesting. So those are kind of my thoughts.